invasion of darkness. On a quiet night in August, California was preparing to welcome summer parties and the usual beach vibes. However, strange storms were gathering in the sky, signaling extraordinary events. Suddenly, bizarre alien creatures appeared, floating in the sky with a shimmering green hue. Their features were unclear, but their glowing eyes frightened everyone who looked at them. Orbs of light fell from their spaceships, causing blackouts in cities and surrounding areas. California residents awoke to screams and chaos. The alien creatures attacked homes, abducting people in the blink of an eye, leaving behind destruction and terror. Authorities realized that the situation had spiraled out of control, and a state of emergency was declared. The U.S. military intervened swiftly, trying to fend off the mysterious assault. Military units spread through the streets, and helicopters were dispatched to the sky to pursue the alien ships. But the creatures were not easy to defeat. They used advanced technologies to repel attacks and set fires to everything around them. Amid the chaos, a young man named Michael was running with his family through the terrified streets. Determined not to give up, Michael began searching for a safe refuge. But as they ran, they saw soldiers engaged in combat with the aliens. The battle was fierce, with both sides exchanging gunfire, and they could hear the cries of thousands of trapped people. In a critical moment, Michael led his family toward an underground shelter he had heard about. As they descended, they heard the sounds of explosions and helicopter blades overhead. When they reached the shelter, they realized they weren't alone. Others were also trying to survive. The battle on the surface raged for hours. The soldiers decided to launch a final assault, initiating a comprehensive attack on the alien creatures. But a surprise awaited them. The alien commander appeared in the form of a giant creature, spreading terror everywhere. While the troops fought with all their strength, Michael and his friends in the shelter began to devise a plan for escape. They used what little energy they had left and emerged to the surface in an attempt to reach a safe area. When they reached the surface, they witnessed the battle in full swing. Alien creatures were falling, and soldiers were running in every direction. However, there was a glimmer of hope. The military succeeded in deploying a secret weapon developed to confront these beings, changing the tide of battle in their favor. Over time, the alien forces began to retreat. But the damage had been done. As Michael and his family breathed a sigh of relief, they realized that the world would never be the same after the attack. The military withdrew, but what remained of the people began to rebuild their lives, while the skies of California still bore the scars of that terrifying night. The memory of the alien creatures lingered, reminding everyone that danger could always loom on the horizon. After the fierce battle, California slowly began to breathe again, but the scars of the attack were evident everywhere. Cities lay in ruins, and the people lived in a constant state of fear. The military organized relief efforts, but the terror from the alien invaders overshadowed everything. Life gradually returned to a semblance of normalcy, but the news never ceased to report on the threats of future invasions. Warnings of possible new appearances were broadcast daily. While everyone attempted to return to their routines, Michael and his family remained haunted by the memories of that night. They had lost many neighbors and friends, and the recollections of horror continued to chase them. One day, Michael received an invitation to a meeting at the city center. There was talk about the potential for another attack, and that military forces needed more volunteers to help protect communities. He hesitated briefly, but realized he had to do something. The meeting. Information was revealed about the remnants collected from the destroyed alien ships. Research was ongoing to extract new technologies to face any future invasions. But the most exciting news was the formation of a special team of scientists and soldiers planning to create defenses capable of deterring enemies from space. One of the scientists proposed forming a special unit of volunteers with various skills. Michael, with his background in technology, expressed interest in joining. After several weeks of training, he became part of a team fighting against the unknown. As time passed, the threats intensified. Alien creatures began to reorganize, and some ships returned to the skies over California. But this time, they seemed different. There was coordination among the creatures, as if there was a planned strategy for revenge. The battle renewed, but the team Michael had joined was prepared. They employed the new technology developed, launching advanced weapons against the aliens. The combat was fierce, but they managed to fend off the attack. During the battle, Michael discovered something strange. There were alien creatures that seemed more advanced than the others, as if they were the leaders. After several skirmishes, his team succeeded in capturing one of them and quickly brought it in for study. Through investigations, they discovered that these creatures were not only seeking conquest, but were also searching for resources from Earth to use in their conflict with another race of aliens. They realized they were not alone in this struggle, and that other forces in space were competing for control. As time went on, Michael became part of a larger plan. Serious discussions took place between scientists and the military about forming an alliance with these creatures if they returned. The future appeared grim, but hope remained. The current battle ended, but the fight for survival had just begun. Humanity now had to unite and collaborate, as the real invasion was not just from space, but from the darkness that could overshadow their hearts. I end the story's conclusion. As Michael gazed at the star-filled sky, he realized that humanity needed to confront its fears, and that tomorrow held surprises larger than they could imagine. With every dark night, the lights continued to twinkle, reminding everyone that hope always exists, even in the darkest times. And so our story comes to an end, where myths intertwined with reality, and our characters lived unforgettable moments of horror and action. Could they escape their fate? Or was it written for them from the very beginning? If you enjoyed the story, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel to stay updated with the latest horror and sci-fi tales. Share your thoughts in the comments about what you've seen, and let us know the stories you'd like us to tell in the future. Stay vigilant, for the world is full of surprises, and the next story might be closer than you think. Until next time, remember that the light may hide a darkness that can change everything.